ask Dominique Traconde about that. Thank you for joining us today on France 24. You're the former head of the French mission to the United Nations. Appreciate your time here on France 24. What did you make of what we were just hearing there from Mark Perelman, this idea that Operation Barkhane, the French forces, is significantly pulling back its operations in Mali, but really they'll actually still be there, but just under a slightly different name with Takuba?
Of course. Prior to Barkhane, you had the Operation Serval, who closed, just a name. Then there is the Operation Barkhane with 5,000 French troops. The next operation will have roughly 3,000 next troops, so the French are still there. But the fact is that now we need to have the African. We're talking about the European, but the main purpose is to have the African fighting. We have been training Malian for 7 years now. Now they need to be in front. Niger is in the center of the operation for several reasons. First thing is that Niger had election a few months ago, and President Bosoum is elected. But so it's a democratic regime. But also you have the threat in the north with Libya, in the west with Mali, and in the south with like Chad. And so the main focus of the next operation is to have the African on the front line and the European helping them.
Well, you say that, but actually, for years now, French forces have been trying to build up those local troops in Niger and in Mali. Are they ready now to take the reins? Because it does seem that at least in Mali, the jihadist insurgent is getting stronger.
We've got different cases. In Niger, certainly they are ready. In Chad, certainly they are ready. In Burkina Faso, you can discuss, but they are ready. You've got a big problem in Mali. As President Bassoum was saying, he said, why the military made a coup and our minister and president are not fighting in front line. So we've got a problem in Mali. When you say time, of course time. I will not go back on what's happening currently in Afghanistan. The problem is that you need to focus on what you want to achieve. What we want to achieve in Sahel is that the African countries are fighting and they are defending their country. And what is more important than Takuba, the European Special Forces, is the involvement of European country. Because with a rifle, you will not be victorious. You have to put money and to develop the country. And this is of major importance. Why the jihadists are present is because they are giving $100, a Kalashnikov, a motorbike, and say to a people who have no future, then you can join us. So we need to give them a future.
Well, you said you didn't want to talk about Afghanistan, but if I may, it does seem that there are some parallels between France's strategy in Mali and in elsewhere in West Africa and NATO and US forces in Afghanistan, both significantly pulling back their involvement in those countries. But the problems on the ground remain extremely serious. I mean, I know even Emmanuel Macron himself talked about what's happening in West Africa as an infinite war. Is any of this winnable, do you think, for French forces, or are we going to see persistent jihadist insurgency no matter how much money is put in, no matter how many troops remain on the ground?
First thing on Afghanistan. Afghanistan, we never focus on one strategy. We changed strategy 3 times in 20 years. Initially, it was just because of 9/11 and to try to find Mr. Osama bin Laden. Then to impose democracy in Afghanistan. Then to save women. I mean, we change strategy all the time. In Sahel, the focus is made on the country. The African country must take their future in their hand. That's the first thing. That's why we need to help them. And that's why after the Operation EUTM, European Training Mission, we've got now Takuba, and we've got the people who are really fighting. I mean, the last operation with the Nigerian soldier was really very difficult operation where the Nigerians were very good. And Chadian, of course, I will not describe, they are very good troops. We've got really a problem in Mali. the Mali really need to take his future in his hand. It is not the case now.